And it's funny because I was talking to a friend the other day, and he was complaining about what his financial planner was charging him, and I just said, well, how much do you pay your landscaper? And like, he is paying his landscaper more than he's paying his financial planner. But you know what? The difference is he sees it. And if we aren't doing that, then it's our fault.
So robos are starting to get human offices. Are you seeing them more as competition now because they're trying to be more like us?
I'd rather them not be doing it, but I mean, does it scare you? I mean, it does drive cost down. I mean, if someone knows that they think they can get the same service for half of what they're paying you, there is a possibility that they're aware of that, and that's another option for them. I think the key is just building the relationships, understanding the clients, being there for them, and then I think us utilizing technology to make those even better is how you fend that off, I guess.
Where it's a little bit scary is Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, like everybody has a bank account. So now they're starting to get emails, hey, look, it's really simple. Just tie everything in, no trading costs, no fees, don't have to think about it. That's where it's a little bit scary, but if you're, answering the, am I gonna be able to make it questions, it probably, because you've built that relationship.
What ends up happening is that these platforms don't pay the human enough money because they can't to manage the money that they're managing to keep a good advisor in-house to serve these clients. Like Betterment has had to say, okay, well, if you have X number of assets, so now they're implementing a minimum, then you get a human, but it costs more, right? So where it doesn't bother me as much is that I feel like you're gonna get kind of substandard advice or inconsistent service, because oftentimes these are call centers that they're calling into. They're human people, but they're call centers that they're calling into.
Do y'all lose clients to the Robos or Vanguard? I mean, One. Yeah, we've gotten a few clients from Betterment.
One thing we encourage our guys to do is continue to remind your client what you do for them.
This generation is used to no middleman, right? And if you're charging on an AUM basis, and so I think that's where we really have to focus is, regardless of the technology, all that other stuff, what value do you deliver?
So that's the whole fee compression argument. So
we only charge on AUM. No, I don't get that question a lot. Well, why am I paying you the same, with so much more because I have more money? I don't really hear that, but I do see where I'm paying $100 a month at one of the other firms, and now when you get to 100,000 or 200,000, then I get to pay 1%, and that's when that comes to light. Like, well, wait a minute, what are you really going to do all that much more? Now you're going to put me in the good investments because I've got $500,000. Why wasn't I in the good ones before?
But I think for us, the traditional how we're paid model for this needs to change.
We're in a really nice market right now, but and so I don't get a lot of that. It's in the back of my mind though what I think is a big risk. And I think is a subscription service better, but if a subscription service is the answer, then all of a sudden now you've got people that see, think about when you go to look at your budget and you see it coming out of your credit card or your bank account every month, you're like, well, am I using it? If you haven't talked to them in a couple of months, we have short-term memory.
That's where, the example I think that you gave, the landscaper is able to demonstrate what he did.
Tangible, right?
How do we tell people? I love what y'all are telling us. How do we tell people what we do?
You're 2 years in, 3 years in with your client, and ask them, how do you view me? And hear it, how in their own words, how do they view you?
I mean, it's been asked. I don't ask it, consistently.
Well, but here's the
I
thing,
don't
though.
know.
But here's the,
That's a good
but here's the thing,
question.
though. So you're taking good notes, though, and you said, all right. So in 2018, he says he views me as his trusted advisor and the person I go to most important. And that is now in your notes when that call does happen. That one day, well, this is how he viewed me. I was doing this for him. This is what he said. These are his words. I mean, I think it's important to have that and understand that if I'm saying I'm your financial planner, I'm your trusted advisor, that they think that too.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a great question because, like, if they don't have a good answer, how many referrals do you think you're getting, right?
Also, if they don't think about you the way you want them to, you can kind of help shape that. But if you don't know, you don't know.
Everybody always asks the same question to their client. They always ask, what do you want? And every client's answer is the same thing. I want to make more with less risk. Right? That's everybody's answer. But we still ask that question every time. What are your goals? Well, I want to make a lot of money and I don't want to take much risk. Instead of trying to change that conversation and say, well, what do you want out of me? I know what you want. Don't get me wrong. I know what you want. But what is it that you want out of this relationship right